Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Suri Kisimov, and in this video we are going to be talking about the top habits that rich people actually are doing and you're not doing, and what you can actually do to make the big money. So primarily this is a video for my online students who are in my online classes, and in case you're interested, make sure you sub to the channel, and above all, check out my online classes. There's going to be a link right down below. So what are those 10 different habits, or pretty much the essential habits that rich people actually are doing that you probably are not doing? The first one is investing. That's right. So rich people invest. They put money in order to make money, especially right now with low interest rates, almost no interest rates. You're not making anything in the bank. Rich people, what they're doing is putting this money to work in order to get more cash. How do they do it? Pretty much investing in stock market, venture capitalism, which is something most people cannot actually do. And they're putting money aside and investing in things like real estate, commodities, in your own business, in things that you can invest in order for you to return and make more money. Which actually brings me to the number two thing that rich people actually do that poor people don't do, is getting educated. That's right, they're learning, reading books, taking seminars, taking online classes. They're watching YouTube. They're trying to learn how to make more money with the money they have. This is essential. Being smart, becoming more smart, getting more educated means you're going to be making more cash in the long run. Number three, the thing that rich people do that's smart, that people who are poor don't actually do, is how you spend your money, which is also essential. So rich people, they buy quality products. They don't buy disposables. They buy brand names. What I mean by this is when you're buying something, usually the poor people try to get the cheapest possible product. They're always trying to cheapen everything out. For example, the cheapest car, the cheapest just anything, just cheapest anything. The clothes, everything. The reason why? Because it's cheap. It seems like you're saving money because it's cheap, but in reality, you are not. You're not saving money because the item doesn't last long, so you're actually spending more. That's right, you're actually spending more by buying the cheap stuff in the long term. So pretty much if you're buying the car, you're wasting money. Why? Because you're buying a vehicle that's gonna not last as long as an expensive and a better vehicle. Meaning that you're buying a used car, you're actually, the older it is, the more money, and it becomes a money pit, the more money you're putting into the vehicle to even maintain it. So number three, the third thing that rich people are actually doing is they don't take loans. They try not to take loans. They try not to own anybody, anything. So when it comes to debt and loans, they try not to do it because this way you're wasting money. So they're paying their credit cards on time. They're paying them in full. They have no loans. And above all, they don't take any loans. For example, you think this is a great business opportunity. I'm going to get $100,000 in loans. I'm going to be putting it all in Bitcoin. It's going to double overnight and so on. No, that is not what rich people are actually doing. This is gambling. Pretty much you're spending a lot of money in order to try to make more money. And yet it is not even your own money. Which brings me to number four. What rich people don't do, they don't play on margin. They don't actually borrow money in order to make money. They don't actually take money in the stock market, and they take out a margin account in order to make money. Rich people do not do this. Number five, rich people, one thing they do, they try to live in a nice neighborhood versus where poor people live. Why is that? Because of the mentality, because of the people who live there. You want to have hopes, you want to have dreams, you want to live in a place where other people are, where you want to make more money. It is the overall mood, it is the feeling that you get with interacting with people who are positive mindset. versus living in a negative mindset where everyone else is poor. And plus, if you have money, this is not the place for you to live in a place where nobody has money. Number six. Number six is about what rich people are actually doing is the mentality, the thinking positive. Something that poor people don't actually do. They don't really think about everything being positive. It's like everything is negative. Everything, if something happens, this is negative, and it goes into self-fulfilling prophecy, which is pretty much the more you think negative, the more negative things actually happen. The more you think positive, the more positive things actually happen, which is a self-fulfilling prophecy, pretty much. So the more money you are going to be making, the more money, the more positive you're feeling. Versus the less money you make, the more negative you're feeling. And it is a self-fulfilling prophecy. And rich people, pretty much, the more money they make, the more money they spend. And they do spend money. Why do you spend money as a rich person? Pretty much, it encourages you to make even more money. That's why they buy those expensive paintings. That's why they buy those value propositions. When they buy something very expensive, they sell it for more money, like a real estate or anything else like that. Number 7, what rich people do and poor people don't actually do is invest in you as a person. That's right. Poor people don't care as much about their health. They're like, money comes first. Rich people, health comes before money. If you're healthy, you can work. If you're healthy, you can make more money. If you're happy, you can make more money. If you're in a positive mindset, you can make more money. This is why they take those expensive, amazing vacations. You go on vacation, you relax, and then when you come back from work, you're even more likely to dive into work and start making even more cash. So pretty much this is what rich people do. Well, poor people, they work, and you get exhausted. Your health goes down. You don't eat good food. You don't take care of yourself. And that is big difference. Rich people learn that from a young age. Well, I think we're up to for number 8. And that is saving money. So rich people save money. Poor people spend money. But there is a big difference. What do the poor people spend money on versus what rich people spend money on? It is such a big drastic difference. Because poor people spend money on things they don't need. Versus rich people spend money on things that last and stay. Why do rich people buy brand names? Why do rich people drive with brand names? But it actually comes down to the next thing, which is interestingly enough, I think it's number 9. And it is about image. Rich people, really rich people, don't care about image. They don't care about the clothes they wear. They don't care as much about showing off. So some rich people, yeah, you can see them come with like those fancy clothes and stuff like that, driving fancy cars, unless they really like that stuff. There is really no reason for them to show off how much money they have. And people who show off how much money they have or show off their cash and sitting next to this Lamborghini that is rented, and sitting next to this mansion that is not theirs, understand those people are trying to sell you a dream that doesn't exist. The people who are really rich, they really don't need to show you, prove to you, I'm rich. Especially if you're not, like a lot of first generation Americans. I mean, I'm talking about people who just became an immigrant, came to the United States, first generation immigrants who came to America. That's one thing that a lot of them actually do. They would drive the fancy car to show off their wealth. Wow, I made it in America. Let me show you what I have. And pretty much, if you're really rich, you don't really do that. Why is that? Why would you show off? Why? It makes no sense for them. And in other words, they're not buying this fancy car to show off. They're buying this fancy car because they want to sit in this car and enjoy it. That is big difference between why am I getting a Lamborghini? To show off and I have a Lamborghini? Or I enjoy this vehicle. Huge difference between those two. So yes, some people will get that for that reason, but a lot of rich people, Warren Buffett, for example, he still lives in the same old house that he lived ever since he was a kid almost. He's not showing off his wealth. Why? Because there is no reason for him. Yes, he has billions of dollars. Some of those guys who have a lot of money live the poor lifestyle. Why? They don't live that really poor lifestyle, but they only need so much for themselves. There is no reason for them to show off, oh, I have this, I have this, I have this. Why? Why would you do that? It is just a waste of money. It doesn't get you anything, pretty much. And the 10th reason that rich people actually do that poor people don't do is pretty much think different. And this is huge. This is the huge thing. The rich people think like the 1%. The poor people think like 99%. They're the sheep. They follow. They copy what everyone else is doing. So in the stock market, pretty much, the rich people are going to be forced. We're going to be gaining those stocks. And they're going to be profiting on them. By the time the Bitcoin bubble explodes, most of the people out there who are like, oh, I'm waiting until I have enough money saved up to go all in Bitcoin. Now is the time. And guess what? All those people are going to get bought. Bitcoin is just going to drop. That's when it drops. Because why is that? First, it doesn't have real value, but that's actually a whole different story. And there is this Dogecoin, talking about Dogecoin, which is totally worthless. It was like, it started as a joke. There was no value in that. Period. None. Zero. And I heard people just tell me and ask me, should I invest now in Bitcoin? It is cheap. It is a few cents. Understand, it's like a penny stock, but so much worse than a penny stock because there's nothing backing it but pure pumping and dumping, and that's it. But that's a whole other matter here. But pretty much what I'm trying to tell you is that the rich people think different. They don't invest in penny stocks. They invest in quality companies that make actually something. And talking about penny stocks and everything else, rich people do what you don't do. And that's why they're rich. And that's why you might be poor. But understand, this is a mindset and it totally can change. When you change your mind, you change your life. So as soon as you get started to start think like the rich people, your life will get totally different. And of course, I created a class that is all about mindset. It is all about the power of positive thinking. So be on the lookout for that, and I might actually drop a link down below as well so you can check it out. And the whole entire thing about thinking positive, rich people think positive. They do. Not because they're positive people, but because they want to understand that thinking negative never gets you results. It never gets you the good life you always wanted. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy, pretty much. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you learned something new today, and if you did, please drop a sub right down below. Like this channel, spread the word around, let other people check it out, and see you in the next episode of this Geek Tech show. And well, you never know what is the next video that's going to be dropping into this channel next.